Welcome back, everyone, to the smartest year ever, our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalist. My name is Gordy, and I was just wondering, why does the U.S. celebrate Christopher Columbus when he never even walked on U.S. soil? Give me 5 minutes, I bet you can work this into a conversation today. It is Columbus Day after all, and like and subscribe so you can keep up. I do this every single day. Columbus is often remembered in the United States as if he sailed straight across the Atlantic, bumped into Florida or Virginia or Massachusetts or something, and just called it a day. But here's the truth. Columbus never set foot in what is today the United States of America. On his first voyage in 1492, he landed somewhere in the Bahamas, most likely on an island he renamed San Salvador. From there, he explored parts of Cuba and Hispaniola. On later voyages, he touched Jamaica, Puerto Rico, and the Lesser Antilles, and also the coasts of Central and South America, but the man never planted a flag in Florida or Virginia, anywhere like that in the future 50 states. The confusion is partly geographical and partly myth-making. Early American maps and textbooks often framed Columbus as the discoverer of America, even though the land he saw was more than 1,000 miles from the U.S. mainland. The name Columbia started showing up everywhere. District of Columbia, Columbia University, even the female personification of America was called Columbia at one time. Go check out my July 1st, 2025 episode about Uncle Sam for a little more information on that. But essentially, Columbus became a symbolic founding father, even though he never actually made the trip. He's just an absentee dad that owes us a little child support in my eyes. So who actually reached the U.S. first? Or rather, who was the first European in the context of Columbus Day? Indigenous peoples, as you probably know, had lived here for tens of thousands of years, of course. As for Europeans, the Norse explorer Leif Erikson got to Newfoundland around the year 1000, though that's modern Canada, not the United States. The first European known to set foot on U.S. soil was Juan Ponce de León, who landed in Florida in 1513, 2 decades after Columbus's first voyage. Still, when Italian-American communities in the late 19th century wanted a cultural hero, they championed Columbus, and it worked. In 1937, President Franklin Roosevelt declared Columbus Day a federal holiday, largely thanks to lobbying from Catholic and Italian-American groups. By then, the holiday wasn't about where Columbus had actually been. It was about what he represented: exploration, discovery, and a convenient figure to tie to the story of the New World. And really, the symbolic use of Columbus has always been at odds with the facts. He never touched North America's mainland, and he never believed he'd found a new world anyway. Until his death in 1506, he insisted that he had reached islands off the coast of Asia. The United States celebrates him less for what he did and more for the idea of him. Like a mascot, kind of. I mean, yeah, right? And today that idea is contested. I know many states and cities have replaced Columbus Day with Indigenous Peoples Day, reframing the holiday around the people who were actually here first. And it doesn't make sense. Like, why are people so bent out of shape? Just because, I think it's the idea of, having something you learned in elementary school not exist anymore. I think it's just the idea that change is hard because, who cares? There's a million other explorers. Why are we doing Ponce de León Day? So there you have it. Columbus Day in the United States actually celebrates a man who never visited the land of the United States. It's a nice little irony there, and just some good historical branding. It's like throwing a welcome home party for someone who stopped by your neighbor's house, and you waved to him vaguely, and then they sailed away. You're like, that guy that just went to my neighbor's house? I'm never going to forget him. Go check out my sources, which can be found in the YouTube description. Give me a rate, subscribe, follow, share, comment. Comment if you think I'm totally wrong and that it makes sense why we have Columbus Day. I'm totally down to hear it. The more I think about it, maybe when I was in elementary school, I'd be like, duh, don't take Columbus Day from us. But that's only because it's what I was taught as a first grader, how important he was to the United States. Just let me know. Let me know why I'm wrong. Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you think it's important to remember Italian explorers, all of that. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate the engagement, no matter what side you're on coming at me from. I do appreciate that very much. Go check out the 1-minute version, the short version I do of all these. It'll be less than a minute. And you can find that across social media platforms at Smartest Year Ever everywhere. So look for me there. And in the meantime, stay curious and stay clever on our quest to become the world's greatest conversationalist. I will see you tomorrow in the Smartest Year Ever. Happy Columbus Day, right? Thank you, Daddy Columbus. I'm cutting so much of this one out.